Very funny, guys. I can't believe you commented on a temporary video. Yeah, to you too, buddy. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. This is my continuation of doing what I can to try to help the Skyrim community because of all the issues that was brought about from the recent 1.21 gigawatts. I mean the 1.21 patch. This video is the early test results that has come out from the recent 122 patch that was just released today. This is the community's observations as to what is working or what isn't working. Most of this seems to actually be really good. I am very happy and surprised that it seems to be going as smooth as it is. Now, I will also be talking about some of my own experiences. The gameplay that you are seeing here on screen is from my testing this morning right after the patch came out, and I was alerted about it by a couple of people in the comments section, and thank you again to those of you that alerted me because my system had not. So I was testing different things, and I will get into what I noticed there. Really, I had no issues while I was playing, and some issues I had before were now fixed. I will be getting into that as well as your observations and then just some general information at the end. So, as far as things I tested my mods the same way that I tested them on patch 121. And the first thing that I noticed is that after patch 121, the follower horse mod that I am using right here, now this is a spawn to spawn my own horse, but the horse that you see spawned by Lydia, that was not broken, but it was not functioning correctly. She would no longer get on the horse and she'd walk away from it and stuff, and I was able to somewhat correct her on doing that, but she would still do it. It never did function correctly. Yet after testing, and that was even after it got updated, after testing it, however, on this one, it is working perfectly fine. I have not had any issues. I tested it with her, changing out horses and things. I also pulled Serana over here, tested it with 2 followers, and it was working perfectly fine. I was very pleasantly surprised about that. Now, so far, I haven't noticed any oddities at all. I hadn't noticed some of the things like texture bugs that I had seen in 121. For example, when I do change the time to night a little later on, the lampposts that were added in by a mod are no longer making the lights on the ground appear and disappear, which they started doing after patch 121. At least not that I can recall. I was extremely tired when testing this today, so while I'm playing it back and recording this, I might notice it now. I do not know. But in any case, I tested this for about 20 minutes before I had to go ahead and get off for the day. And I do want to say that even if I'd have been able to test it a lot longer, like I would have liked to have, this is still the very first day of testing, and it is too early. Something that on patch 121, when I first tested it, I didn't really see very many issues at all. I had a few minor oddities, like water not making a sound, things like that, but it was nothing that was to be concerning, and it wasn't until the next time I actually loaded the game up that I then discovered things like Lydia's AI being severely broken at times, the horse follower mod not working correctly, things like that. And again, that stuff seems to be working perfectly fine now, and I hope it continues to do so. But I just want to state again that it is way too early to say anything is or isn't fixed in this. As of right now, it definitely seems to be working better, but it's going to take a lot more testing than this. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you, the community, what you have observed so far, the information that I have pulled at the time of this video recording. I'm certain more will probably keep coming in on the patch notes video as I'm recording this, but this is the good and the bad that you guys have so far observed. There's really not that much bad, to be honest, to speak of. There are a few people having some issues, but overall, I was pleasantly surprised and very happy to see that it seems like for a lot of you, the game is working much better now. So let's get into your observations. So this comment is from Thrax, who says, Echo 1 eyes only. I don't know if it's just me, but loading screens are slower. And Thrax, in my own personal game, I do not see a difference in the loading screens. They're not any faster or slower for me than they've ever been. Our next comment is from Remy Raging Fury that says 122 patch actually. Here's a comment between Matt Vogan and Thrax. Matt states, seems to be working for me so far. Time will tell if it stays stable. Thrax asked, are the loading screens slower for you? Which Matt replied, no, but when entering the fort the screen now gets blurry, like there's heavy snow weather spawning indoors. I'll have to see if I can check into that and see if it's happening in my game. Thrax replies, that's weird. I encountered another bug. Maybe it's just a mod that I have that's causing it, but enemies take no damage, nor do I. They don't have a health bar, and neither do I. Matt goes on to say, alright, so I checked and my mod YMD2, You Must Die 2, a combat overhaul mod, was causing the no damage. Novice is set to practice mode, which is why it was happening. Apprentice difficulty and above reverts it back to normal. Matt then states, mine's still stable after 2 hours, longest I've been able to play in years. And Thrax says, yeah, mine too. And I'm very glad to hear that both of your games are stable. So if you're somebody that is having experiences where you can't damage an enemy, be damaged by them, or you can't see health bars, anything like that, you might want to check your mods and see if something in it maybe was changed and reset. I know from my own personal experience that the player home Dragonblood Castle, each time they patch it, I have to go back and re-get the key because it resets it, but it doesn't reset the stuff inside, oddly enough, and thankfully. Lucas comments, I've been playing for about half an hour with 50 mods on AE and there are absolutely zero problems for me. No loading issues, black screens, and most importantly, 0KB glitch. Here's a comment from Big Jalib Bad who says, so somehow I got my game to reinstall without downloading the CC content and my game is running just fine with 30 plus mods. So when I download this update and downloaded the CC content, we will see what happens. And that's something that I would like help from you, the community, with figuring out is, did Bethesda by chance, for the AE users, did they roll back the decision to force the complete install of all CC content because of patch 121? Did they roll that back on 122 and now you can just choose what you want? So if you're an AE user and you decide to reinstall your game, would you please let us know in the comments down below if that is the case or if it's still forcing the entire install and the workaround is still necessary. MF Sports comments, so far so good. I have 54 community mods and all creation, and I have been playing for a couple of hours. So far, no 0KB glitch. Justin Worthy says, I'm using PS4 and deleted unofficial patch mod as it was causing the 0KB every hour for me, and after it worked fine. I didn't get anniversary cause couldn't, lol. Lucky me, I guess. MF asked, or said back, I'm using unofficial patch and it's working fine for me. And Justin asked what console, and MF did state it's a PS4 Slim. And also, I'm also using that patch, and I've never had 0KB in all the time that I've played Skyrim, and I as well am on a PS4 Slim, if that is useful information for anybody. Early commented, the patch fixed the 0KB bug for me, but now I have a complete freeze of the game after 20 minutes of play. MF Sports also says here, the FOV mod's still not working for me though. And quickly, from what I learned from the mod author Be Very of A, the FOV and FPS mods cannot work again on PlayStation because of the changes that Bethesda made. Now for the few people like myself that they still seem to be working, my FPS is, I don't know, but if it wasn't working for you before, this patch is not going to fix that. Here at the top, we have another comment from MS Sports that says, "My opinion, it's fixed. I think they extended the data cap. I played for about 4 hours with 54 community mods, and all the creation mods didn't have 0KB at all." Now, I do want to say here that it is way too early to be able to say if it is fixed or not. This is the first day of testing. This is going to take days, weeks, and more of testing as people continue to accumulate saves, as they continue to progress and stuff. We have no way of knowing. It is my biggest hopes that it has fixed it and that people won't have to worry about this anymore. It's a very good sign that he has 54 mods, all the Creation Club content, and isn't getting the bug. But it is too early to be able to say. I don't want to give you false hope and then you find out later on you've still got the bug. Stacy Chancellor comments, "I am a modded game on PS5. It worked fine until about 4 to 5 days ago when the game started crashing, including today after the patch. I don't know what to do as I don't have much interest in playing unmodded Skyrim. Just have crossed my fingers and hope it works, which some days it does, some days it doesn't." Here's a comment that I wanted to go over quickly because it had to do with another Bethesda game. That Claustrophobic Dweller says, "Baby steps, Bethesda working at their own pace. Will this have an impact on Fallout 4 too? Been experiencing 0KB there too." And my own personal opinion is that it's probably not, because unless they can use the same patch, and being as that is a different game, it would have different coding, so I highly doubt they can use the same patch. They're going to have to create a patch then for that as well. Now, if it's something, if they figured it out here and they can apply to that and it doesn't take that much, then yeah, they might go ahead perhaps to do it. But you do have to remember the reason why they finally went ahead and did this when all is said and done is because if they wanted to sell the Anniversary Edition on PlayStation, they had to get this patch out, because otherwise it was going to hurt the sales. If they don't have any plans to do anything with Fallout 4, then they may not if it's too much trouble. I can't say. I'm hoping they will, but that is just my own opinion as to the possibility of them bringing the patch over there. And again, that is not coming from an expert. That's just my opinion. Titan Games says, "Been playing AE on OG PS4 for a few hours with 100 community mods and half the CC content and haven't experienced 0KB or black screens." And our final comment from the community, at least of the time of me putting this recording together, I'm certain there will be more later on, is from Big Jalib Bad, who says, "Okay, so I played for about an hour with all Creation Club content and 30 plus mods, and everything worked just fine. Gonna play more when I return home." And so personally, I want to give a very big thank you to everybody that commented on that page, and I found one on one other page, luckily, that my bell notifications told me about, but that commented with, and those of you that commented multiple times, as well as replying to each other, but that commented with your observations and your additional testing and everything. The more information that we have, the better that we can see how it works. And now with, I've definitely noticed a change here from patch 121 and 120. 120, of course, we know the disaster that was, but when patch 121 came out, it was no time at all until the majority of the comments that I saw were negative comments that not only was 0KB not fixed, but then they had additional problems as well. And while there is a few comments currently on that page that I made certain to show, unless I missed one, that still is somewhat negative, the overall vibe that I am getting from the community at this point is that this patch is working and a lot better. And if that is the case, then I do give Bethesda credit where it is due, that they actually did what they said, and they actually rolled out a fix and didn't half-ass it this time as they did with the previous two. Now, make no mistake, the reason that this is getting fixed now, in my own opinion, and not years and years ago when it should have been, again, is because of the Anniversary Edition. They want to be able to sell that on PS4, and this is stopping the sales or hurting them in any case, so they had to. But regardless, when everything is said and done, that they actually did deliver on. I came across some weird thing here I haven't been able to go past, but I could go on foot. When all is said and done, they did deliver on what they said. At least that does seem to be the circumstances at the time. Now again, I want to say this is this is 1 day of testing, and with me only 20 minutes of testing. I will be testing it more after I'm done with this video, but you can't just say that, okay, well, everything is fixed. This will take time with people, especially on Anniversary Edition, who have a lot of mods and all the CC content installed, as they continue to accumulate saves and progress to see if it truly is fixed or if it returns. Of course, it is my greatest hopes for you all that it is fixed. And if so, now that's the thing, the future of Skyrim as well as future patches. The last thing that we want is them rolling out patches like they did with 120 and 121, where they didn't give it enough time, enough testing, whatever, and it broke the game like it did. Now, they stated in the patch notes that I showed in the earlier video that this is to help mitigate 0KB, but they are still working on, I guess, like another patch for it or something. They're still working to try to fix it, meaning that the way I take it, I mean, those weren't their exact words. I do want to make that clear, not that, but they are working on, additional. And so I take that as that it is been, the data cap has maybe been increased a lot more to where you can have a lot more in there, but that's not fixed. Now, if by chance people don't have issues and we don't experience anything, then really I don't see on either side why we would need another patch, at least not anytime soon. Because what I do fear, and I hope that I would be wrong on, but that if they roll out another patch later on, that it doesn't then revert some of what seems to be the positive changes going on here right now with patch 122. And again, that is always just me kind of going to a worst case scenario. That does not mean, I never take anything just at that, oh, it will be okay. I'm always the kind of person that, what if? So I don't want to, I don't want to alarm anybody, that kind of thing. I mean, if they did roll out another patch, they worked well on this one so far, it could be the same. But I have that mentality of what if. So here currently, while I continue to talk to you, just wanted to let you know, I was testing here. This is Julia's Old Town Rift and overhaul. It's an interior and exterior overhaul, and I just wanted to see if it was functioning correctly or giving any issues, and it's perfectly fine. And I'm also sending Serana back to the castle because on patch 121, when I had her follow me and Lydia from the castle, if you saw that video, once we went outside, Lydia glitched all out like crazy. She was really damaged at that point, so I'm testing to see if that is going to work this time or not, which she was fine this time. Now, getting back to what currently talking, some things that I do want to quickly go over here before we end this video is one of the things that I know a certain somebody, I'm not going to mention names, but I know a certain somebody likes to correct me in the comments section about, and that is when I am calling Skyrim Special Edition and Anniversary Edition. Now, technically, it is the same game. They are both on the 2019 compiler that was upgraded from the 2015 compiler. They both have the same changes in code. The only difference between Special Edition and Anniversary Edition is that somebody that upgrades to Anniversary Edition has access to all the CC content. They own it all and can install it. And because of patch 121, it was forcing it. I do not know if that's the same now. But in any case, they own it. People that did not upgrade, you still have to buy the CC content that you want. That is the only difference. But this particular person likes to correct me that we are all on Anniversary, and that is only true to me in the regards that it is running the same way. The way Bethesda shows it to the community and the way the community accepts it is that Special Edition and Anniversary are two different things, and if you upgrade the Anniversary, you get all that CC content. And because it is widely expected that somebody that is got the Anniversary Edition will have all of the CC content, that's why I'm always adamant about knowing if you are Special Edition or Anniversary Edition as to what could be a possible reason why you were hitting 0KB. All that CC content was definitely a big part of it. But I do want to state that is the only differences. But I'm certain Bethesda behind closed doors considers it all the exact same game too. But that is not the way they present it to us. And that is not the way that we as a community, at least in my own opinion, sees it. For those other Special Edition users, do you consider yourselves, if you did not upgrade, do you consider yourselves to still be on Special Edition as I do? Or do you think you're on Anniversary but you still have to buy everything? I imagine the vast majority of you would be like I am, and we consider ourselves to be on Special Edition. But I just wanted to state that because I know otherwise I'm going to see it in the comments again. And yes, I'm fully aware that we have the same, it's all the same. The only difference being the CC content. That's really the only difference. So I will continue to say, as I always have, Special Edition or Anniversary Edition, and that I am on Special Edition. But I just did want to say that. Also, for those that are coming to this channel, possibly for the first time or recently, welcome to you for one. And for two, I just want to let you know that the information on this channel will never be 100% accurate. I am not a professional. I'm not even a Skyrim channel. So while I do my best to make certain that the information is accurate, and certain information like that from a mod author that you might see or a mod beta tester will definitely be a lot more accurate than my own personal information, my own views is that of a gamer and nothing more. So you should never take anything on this channel at 100% fact. It is my best ability to bring it to you, and I try my best to make certain that I am not misleading or anything like that. I wouldn't do that kind of a thing, and that's why I'm always upfront and honest with the viewers of this channel about that. But I do just want to let you know that going in, that I will make mistakes. I'm never going to be 100% accurate, but I do try my best. Likewise, I'm never going to be professional because I'm not even really a YouTuber, and this channel is a whatever I decide to upload onto a channel, which includes Skyrim. But in any case, I just wanted to be honest and upfront with you guys, because I believe that if a channel and a content creator is not honest and upfront with the viewers of their channel, they simply do not deserve to have them. If you're coming here, then you have the right to have as accurate and reliable information as what it is possible for me to give you. So, in closing, I do want to say, again, I'm going to have to continue checking my game to see and make certain any issues that I happen to come across, or any issues that might be in the comments. If I feel it needs to be put into a video, I will of course make that. But I just wanted to say thank you so much to the community in all of your help with this. You've been more of a help to each other than I have. In any case, it is us as a community together that has been getting this game to work for so many. And yes, Bethesda finally did do their part, it would seem, or at least that is my hopes. And I also want to state, because those that saw the patch notes will know in that video that I spoke of that I didn't believe this patch, after reading what they said, was going to fix it. And while we still don't know 100% if 0KB has been completely fixed or if it is just prolonged, I sincerely hope that I was wrong about that. I'll be very happy to be wrong about that, and that it has been fixed for you. And so, depending if 0KB is possibly no longer an issue and a lot of these videos do become outdated, of course people are still welcome to watch them, and I am going to obviously leave them up with all the community's hard work. But I do not know if I should, on things like Grand Theft Auto, when they patched something and it no longer worked, I would put patched on there so that a person could watch it, but they would know right away it would no longer, be. And so I don't know if I should put patched or outdated in the front of the titles, like ways to work around 0KB or not, or just leave the videos exactly titled as they are, because I want it to be the most useful to you, the community, that is possible. But I will say that hopefully in the future that Skyrim will be working really well, and perhaps years from now you guys will say, hey, do you remember that channel, that YouTube channel, Echo One Eyes Only, and how like for around 3 weeks straight, pretty much every day, he was uploading stuff trying to help the community out? And no? Oh, do you happen to remember that the community was there just as much with him, and that they were a big help, and he can't thank them enough, and it was them all together that really got the game fixed? No, huh? Uh, he was the guy that talked out his ass about patch 122 and stated in the video that he believed all this was going to prolong it and not fix the 0KB issue. I sincerely have my doubts that this patch is going to fix anything. I think if anything, all it's going to do is prolong it. Alrighty then. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.